What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition. This is the first look at the Honda Classic, a PGA National Champions Edition course. I'm your host, AC, with DFS Karma and also Bet Karma. We will dive into last week's thrilling tournament finish with JT taking it down, an incredible shot in 18. He got a semi-good hashtag lucky bounce, I'd say, to kind of keep it from going in the water, but awesome tournament. And then we'll talk about our DFS play, our betting stuff, and then we'll get into this week's pricing on DraftKings. So with that being said, Sam, how did you do, I guess, first off in DFS, second in betting? I know you do a lot of the matchup stuff, top 20 stuff. Thirdly, what was your quick take on the tournament itself? Anything you want to touch on? And then, of course, looking forward to hearing your first glance at the Honda Classic, one of the hardest courses on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, I mean, I put it on our Discord. It's funny. I don't know why. Every year I'm like, okay, don't go heavy, even though it's a good field. Like, this tournament is so much carnage. And then once again, oh my God, it was just only annoying because, I mean, I ended up, I was close to cashing in all my double ups and everything and breaking even. But then Chris Kirk shot 100 on Sunday, which took me out of them. But yeah, it was kind of annoying because I, got some of a lot of these fades right. I had 0% Xander, 0 Rory, 0 Finau, all these guys. But then I was super heavy on Webb, which a lot of you were. I was super heavy on Cantlay. And then I had a lot of Justin Thomas, but in my main line of my cash, I went Webb over JT, which was brutal. But it's just such an awesome tournament every year. I mean, it's always exciting. I mean, at the end, it was kind of okay, yeah, JT should close this out, but wow, that drive was crazy. I was like, oh my God. But
that was boss status, just baller stuff.
Absolutely savage. I mean, his weekend, I mean, I think it was he tied the record for the lowest weekend, tee to green. He's such a stud. And it was funny because we talked about last week and said, it's okay, yeah, good. He's had 2 tournaments where he's sucked off the tee, but we know he's the best iron player in the world. And then what did he do? He was the best iron player in the world. So yeah, he's just so fun to watch. That tournament is always great. It's always a fun leaderboard. Yeah, I didn't have any bets because, like I said, I had Webb over JT, but it seems the entire Twitter community and everyone and their mom, except for me, had Justin Thomas. So congrats to those people. But yeah, I want to hear, as a lot of people do, it's not even a troll, how you did in that $7,000 millionaire. I assume there's a lot of carnage in that too, because I assume everyone just plays a chalk lineup, but so much chalk just absolutely blew up last week.
Yeah, again, amazing tournament. I'm actually pulling up the app right now to kind of give you the lowdown on that tournament itself. But first things first, I am pissed that you and I didn't have JT. We've been on fire this year with our bets at Bet Karma. And looking back, it's why would I not bet JT at 20 to 2 to 1? We're seeing in some books. That's on us, dude. I mean, I don't know. I was actually kind of I had a couple cocktails on Sunday and I was looking back, I'm I must have bet JT. I was telling myself I had to have. I didn't, but normally you and I would, and I still don't understand why we didn't do that, because we talked about him on the podcast a ton, and then of course in our content in Discord as well. But the week for me, DFS wise, shockingly went good again. I haven't lost in cash games this year. I actually DM'd you when I think we were talking on Saturday or late on Friday, and we're asking about this $7,000 entry that I won a Q2, so I actually didn't pay it for those watching out there. And I said, I'm dead in cash games, and I will have my first losing week. So I don't know how, but Morikawa shot a 6 under on Sunday, and Connors, I think Connors was 7 under or something on Sunday. Yeah. Somehow I snaked my way just out of pride. I mean, I didn't make that much money this weekend at all, but out of pride, my main core play, which you can access as well as Sam's, as well as our content, our cheat sheets, our projections portal, dfskarma.com, the bets at betkarma.com. Yes, I did out of pride. I won again in my cash games in the $7,000 and in, basically all GPPs, the same core play did not cash for the record. So again, cashed in 50-50s and double ups, did not in tournaments. And yeah, I mean, I had Cantlay and Scotty Scheffler. It's crazy because, this type of week, which I feel like a lot of new golfers, DFS golfers, don't realize that these weeks come at times and the carnage is really bad. And the fact that I even cashed with 4-6 is frankly embarrassing. That's why I just assumed I had no shot in cash games. But even 5 out of 6 this week, you probably would have stood a really good chance of cashing in GPPs. Scotty Scheffler had a putt on 18 on Thursday that just grazed the cup. I mean, it looked.
Dude, I was gonna say it's like the most tilting thing was like, I guess in one way it's good it all came at once, but it was like on Friday I had Henley in my main lineup who was charging, dunks it on 17. Then Webb goes in the water on 16 and 17, and then Scheffler and Hideki miss a putt on 18. The Hideki one's not surprising, but to all miss the cut by between 1 and 2. And I was like, this is just absurd. I was like, this is like all coming together. And then live betting wise, like I saw Justin Thomas at like 25, and I saw like Paul Casey at like 25, Jason Day at like 60. I was like, I'll bet those other two and just leave JT. And I was like, just, oh my God. Like it was just.
I saw that too on Saturday morning. I made one bet this weekend because, again, I don't want to degen the whole bankroll. I know we're up in a ridiculous amount of units this year, but the reality is we do try to keep it smart week to week. I made one bet on Jon Rahm, and I got to stop my affinity love affection with Jon Rahm. I mean, I have a problem. I have a problem betting Jon Rahm historically. I have a problem playing him in DFS. The week that I played him 2 weeks ago, I had an incredible lineup, and it was Jon Rahm's worst week of the season. So it's like this guy I'm cursed with right now. So anyways, I digress. I probably will go back to Rahm at the Masters though, by the way. So let's get into the Honda Classic because this is an exciting tournament. And again, if you like pain and you like misery and you like carnage, well, we're going to have a second week of it because I firmly believe it's Monday. We don't know ownership projections at all. That stuff will load to the website throughout the week, but we can get an idea. There will be chalk people that just get obliterated, and you're going to be pissed, and you're going to want to quit DFS golf until next week, and you'll want to play again. Sam, why don't you talk about the course because there's a lot of trouble on this golf course. I mean, I don't even know, like, what should we be projecting for the cut? I mean, it's probably worse than the Players, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Players cut first, it was pretty low. Even was pretty low. But yeah, normally the cut here is around like +3. I'm pretty sure in the last 3 years, I'm pulling it up because I'm forgetting. But yeah, I mean, the last 3 years, it's been +4, +3, and +6. Like, yeah, like you said, the carnage is real. I mean, that because it's holes 15 to 17 is what they call the bear trap. And that's where, like, you think you're getting tilted at the Players where, like, guys go in the water on 16 to 18. But, yeah, those holes are brutal. You could have a guy safely in the cut, and he could go, like, double easily on those. But, yeah, I mean, it's par 70. It's about the par 4 scoring. Approaches, like, 150 to 175 is kind of that key range. Bogey avoidance because, like we said, it's pretty tough. And then, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think something to weigh. I mean, it sounds obvious always with strokes gained off the tee, and you want guys to hit fairways, but here you like really have to hit the fairway. So if I'm using that metric, I definitely weight fairways. On Fantasy National, I do fairways gained way higher than driving distance because the rough is just brutal and it's hard to stop the ball. But yeah, it's in the top 10 hardest courses on year, hardest courses on the tour every year. I think last year was in the top 5. There's huge greens, so. Yeah, I'll probably tell myself again to play a little lighter with the carnage, and I'll probably play the same. And then
I mean, you got to degen, Sam. Come on now. I mean, this is our fix for the week. This is our drug of choice. I mean, I know we like to dabble in other DFS sports, but you and I, this is our crack cocaine. So let's keep the train rolling. By the way, we didn't. I kind of trolled the chat on Saturday. I don't know if you could tell, but with my screenshot, I ended up pretty profitable. I think I had 2 or 3x'd optimizing lineups, and you can use that. It's a product if you're unfamiliar. There's a way to optimize, 20 lineups, 40 lineups, 150 lineups. You can do that on the website, dfskarma.com. So user friendly. I dropped my, my core of my the optimizer pool in Discord to, maybe help some people out if they are making lineups. But dude, I was in the hunt for all of Thursday and into Friday, and then Saturday I was right there, dude. I was top 10, top 15. I was winning the 20 max. I was winning both 20 maxes pretty much at the end of the day on Saturday going into Sunday. And then Sunday, it just collapsed. So I feel like I'm getting closer with the optimizer.
Yeah, I made 20 with the Opto, and my 3 bets by far on Sunday. I only had 3 lineups of 20 with Kevin Na, who withdrew.
Oh, wow.
How they all I was like,
real, dude.
I only had like JT Harmon. I was like, oh my god, this is just absurd. I can't. But whatever.
I thought about playing Na in my main lineup. I mean, Jesus, that would have been terrible. But again, Sam, I know you were even getting into it. Is it not fun, right? I mean, it's fun to kind of watch the lineups move. You kind of always have something kind of in the race, even if it's 20 lineups. I think the quick math is you probably have 2 to 4 maybe in the hunt, kind of. So if you're new, check it out. It's a lot of fun. I mean, trust me, we like sweating one lineup, but having exposure to like 20 or 40 with the machine learning algorithms doing their thing, that's where half the fun is too as well. All right, let's get into the pricing up top. As always, we're going to start 10,000 and above. This field is very thin as we get by 8,000 and below, relatively speaking. A very, very, very weak field this week. 10,000 and above, I'll take the poll. Again, it's Monday. I'm going to assume right now that Berger is going to be the most popular guy, followed by Neiman. Yes, I love both of them. I saw Blake posting something in Discord. That's kind of the first dummy lineup I made, was tagging 2 of those guys. Now, I got to admit, dude, coming off the week we just came off of, I don't even care. I'm going to check out the projections portal, and I'm probably going to go with the lowest owned guy. I think it might be Sung Jae, just because he's 11,000. He's up top. Dude, he got mega hot on Saturday for a little while, and then he faded. But I think it's coming. He won here last year. I don't know. I mean, he might be the odd man out up top. I could be wrong. I mean, what are your first thoughts?
I think he'll come in a little higher just because of the win last year. I think by far above 10K, the lowest will be Adam Scott, just because he sucked for weeks. But I don't know. I mean, we just talked about the carnage, but I don't know why Berger's not the most expensive. He's by far and away my number one ranked guy. Like, he's just the best in the field. It's not even close. I mean, he's like second tee to green, third off the tee in fairways, first birdie or better. I mean, he's just, I don't know. I mean, Sung Jae's looked a lot better the last couple of weeks with the approach game, but I don't know. I think Westwood will continue to not be owned because that price tag is like ridiculous despite his form. But I don't know. I think my favorites are Berger and M, and then I probably will have no Adam Scott, no Westwood, and then Neiman. I don't know. I like Neiman, but if he's chalk, I have no problem pivoting from there.
Yeah, totally agree there. I mean, I love Neiman. I want to play him as much. I didn't play him last week because the same thing. I was then again, Zalatoris was more popular than I thought in the 7K. Just goes to show you, man, like these tournaments, sometimes the cheaper tournaments, these guys are like completely flip-flop. Like Zalatoris was a lot lower owned, but, Neiman was way higher owned. And then in the high dollar, Zalatoris was way higher owned and Neiman was a little bit lower owned. Anyways, I digress. So I'll tell you what, I mean, kind of looking at the numbers live right now, I mean, it is shocking how good Lee Westwood is playing. Like, it's not just he's getting away with putting. I know he's been good with the putter too, and historically he's just, whatever with it. But Berger, again, to your point, I mean, he quietly had an 8th. This podcast is not just about, hey, let's look at the numbers and then let's just like talk about, what they are doing lately. I mean, dude, he's there every week. Literally, Berger's there every week. It doesn't even matter the tournament. He's lurking. And that's going to be hard to fade. But yes,
I just think he's like auto. I mean, I see, as I always say, always merit to fade anyone in tournaments when they're going to be 20+ %. But Berger seems like a cash lock for me even at that price. I mean, I like him over Sung Jae just in a vacuum.
Yeah, I might get weird with Lee Westwood, dude, if he's lower owned, honestly, because who's going to want to pay 10-6 for Lee Westwood?
No one. The only issue, only pause I have is that he's just not a very good putter. And last week he gained like 6.
Yeah.
I mean, we just saw, like, it was funny. Like, I was telling my brother on Sunday, it's like, it seemed like all Sunday Lee Westwood was like 10 over par, but he was like even. Like, he was just putting. His first miss inside 10 feet on Sunday was on 17. So I don't know if his putter lets him down, like, he could have a little trouble, but he is playing insanely well.
Let's go to the next range. I'll let you start because I see you might want to vent on. How'd your boy Henley? Did he even make the cut? I saw you bitching about
opened up, dude. I'm telling you, he was like 3 over on Thursday, was charging back, was inside the cut line, and then 17 tried to be aggressive, which he probably needed to do, and it hit the.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
he was 1 under.
Yeah, they like flipped to him like for the first time all tournament, and I see just skip off the green. I was like, that's awesome.
Did he miss the cut then?
Oh yeah, he went like double, and then but yeah, he missed it by like 3.
1 under. That's unbelievable.
I do like him. Obviously, he actually has won here before. The approach game's still good. If he gets chalky, I have a little less interest. I like Taylor Gooch. I like Tringali. I don't know. I've been riding the Chris Kirk train for a real long time. I'm not sure if I want to keep playing him. If he's going to be popular, I definitely don't at 9,000. But I think the interesting one is I'm seeing a couple people I've seen like early bets, people like Shane Lowry. I think it's because
I was just going to say that, and I didn't know anyone was saying anything about that.
It's super early in the week, but I will say when I checked this morning, there's projected like 30-mile-an-hour plus winds on Sunday. So if that were to hold true after like the next 6 days, I would like Lowry.
Freaking Lowry. Damn it.
I don't know. Are you going to play Ricky at 8,900?
I didn't even see he was in this field. I mean, is he there?
He's like not in the Masters or the US Open.
So he has to win, basically, right? Or top 3.
Or come like top 3 in like 2 tournaments next month.
The answer is, let me put it like this. If I check projections portal and I see 5%, I'll go 15% in the MME. I've been really getting aggressive, and I think it's really starting to work. Just picking guys like 5, 6, 7 guys and just going 3, 4x and just see what happens. So yeah, in MME, yes. In my main lineup, hell no.
Yeah, I do like Brennan Steele, obviously.
Yeah, we talked about him pre-pod. I mean, he's got really good course history here. There's actually a lot of courses, it looks like here. It just, I don't know what the correlation is there, but I don't know, man. I don't think I will play him. I say that now. I will have exposure in MME, but not my main lineup, not for me. His irons have been really bad the last 3, 4 rounds. And I'm just tired of playing Brandon Steele, and he comes in 45th place. So it's just, I don't know. Dougie Gim, though, he's fresh. Doug Gim, I mean, I loved his attitude, man. I mean, I like Dougie. I mean, we talked about him last week on this podcast, by the way. Dude almost won the damn tournament. Are you there, Sam? We may have lost Sam. That's okay. I will keep talking. Maybe Sam will jump back in here. Doug Gim ranks 8th in my model. He's hitting fairways. He's hitting the ball long. He looks really good. And this might be a guy who might not get the traction that he deserves because he just isn't that type of brand.
Hey, tell me who. Yeah, tell me your last guy. You said my internet freaked out for like a second. Now it's back on. Who's?
Yeah. Well, somebody's cutting their lawn in your, bedroom or something. But yes, I was just. I realized you were gone there, Sam. It's okay. Doug Gim is who I was ranting on. Said how we talked about him last week. He ranks 6th in my model. I like Doug Gim. I mean, he's hitting fairways. I mean, he hits it long, but he hits fairways too. Did we lose Sam again? This guy is killing me. I'm moving on. He's avoiding a lot of bogeys as well, which is really nice. So let me keep going here. Keegan, I'm really pissed at myself for not playing Keegan in my main lineup. I gave it a hard look. Came in 29th last week. But this is 2 straight weeks. I mean, Sam, I don't know if you're back on here, but this is 2 straight weeks. The Keegan Bradley. We talked about him too. This is what upsets me. I feel like we're closer than we think, Sam, even with like optimizer build, because we know the guys we want to go overweight. Keegan Bradley, I am 100% going to 4 to 5x overweight on MME this week. I might play him in my main lineup.
Why are you playing in cash? That's the never Keegan in cash.
I know. We do have that rule. he's been good, man. I mean, he's been good all around. And I remember at the Waste Management, he said something in his final round in an interview saying how he figured something out with his putter. And the putter wasn't truly – the next week he actually lost. I'm looking now. He lost 4.5 strokes putting the next week. But he's last week 2.5 strokes gained, 1.5 at the Arnold Palmer. And you know what you're going to get from him.
The problem is, though, it's like Chalk Keegan is always bad. And then you have Chalk Keegan at 8,400 is even worse. No, like I get it. No, trust me. You have to like you can't base your decisions only off that. I do like him and I will play him, but I just don't know if I want him like in my main lineup.
Oh my God, he's missed 4 of the last 5 cuts here. Yeah, let's MME only. I'm totally with you. Thanks for talking me off the ledge right there. Before we kind of move on, there's a bunch of names like right here. Like, dude, nobody's gonna play Matt Wallace. Matt Wallace is a freaking like a grinder, Euro guy. I mean, people don't know who he is, but like, you know, Sam and I will talk about him. I mean, he came in the 18th at the Arnold Palmer. I don't know. I mean, I feel like, if he's low owned, he's a guy that I would definitely take a stand and play in cash games.
Yeah, I don't mind. It's just tough because in any stat model, either we're using or anyone's using, it's like he has such limited rounds on the tour, so it's really hard to get a feel. You have to kind of go to the Euro Tour stats. But I do agree with you that, especially as we talk about the weather stuff, like if he did finish 20th here 2 years ago, so it's just tough. But like his last couple starts have been, I mean, I take starts obviously from like all the tours and everything. I mean, he has 2 missed cuts in his last 5, an 18th, a 7th. So it's like he's playing fine. I just don't know if he's worth that tag. You know, if I'd rather just play Steele or Davis or even stupid Keegan or drop down to, I do like a couple of these guys in the 7,000s who are normally terrible but are priced up this week.
All right, well, let's start heading down to that range. I mean, there's going to be guys like Ian Poulter, Knox. These guys are going to be popular because they're Euro guys. They're quote-unquote hashtag good win guys, blah, blah, blah. So people are going to play him. Dylan Vertelli, real quick, he kind of was popping on Sunday. I might have to dig into him. Game theory-wise, I want to say this for people listening so we can kind of inject some game theory. My thoughts are, I alluded to it at the top. I don't know if I actually truly conveyed it, but I think this is a week that I want to really jam in a couple lower owned guys. I mean, I think last week in specific, I loved my lineup. I really don't regret it, but it definitely was a little bit too over-owned, so to speak. I mean, it's just hard, man. Sometimes at these like the majors and stuff, the way DraftKings does pricing, like it seriously is hard to get a truly low-owned lineup. It's really hard to go with.
Yeah,
but
so
a tournament like this, I think, is way more in our favor to really inject at least one. I mean, my God, you got to have one, if not 2 lower owned guys, but at least one. I'm going to be searching, and I will let Discord know and probably put him in my core plays this week.
My favorite guy is kind of this range. He'll be popular. I mean, I'll obviously play Streelman like I always do, but I like literally all the guys that are at 7,500. I like KH Lee, who people just won't play because he's kind of whatever. He is good, and he can make a lot of birdies. Luke List came runner-up here to JT a couple years ago. I would never play Luke List in like a main lineup just because he has the potential to shoot.
I do. I always like Luke List for some reason.
And then, I don't know, I'm hearing Blake mention him, and I was interested in him too. Michael Thompson is like so boring, but he's just like solid. Like he's just fine.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to
he's just, yeah, I mean, he's almost like a Brandon Steele light kind of, so to speak.
Exactly.
But
I agree. I think interesting. I don't know if I want to go back to him because the last 2 tournaments has been great, but Henrik Norlander is like we play a lot. I feel like he's been super shocked.
7,400 in this tournament. Oh my God, he's been so bad. I just clicked his name. He's been so bad.
Weird. He was like such a stud, and then the last 2 tournaments he's like just ejected. I don't know what.
I mean, he's doing golf. This is the thing about golf. I mean, golf is extremely volatile.
My stat stuff I do weighted kind of over multiple, like, 8, 4, 8, 12, 24, 50 rounds. I mean, over that time period, he's 4th in opportunities gained, 4th in approach, top 20 in tee to green and off the tee. I mean, his putting is it's horrendous. So, but then again, so is Luke List. So I don't know. I like Matt Jones. Like I always like Matt Jones, but Matt Jones right below him, Australian. He's a stud.
Did you pick up on my who? Mike Jones.
Yeah, dude, I thought that's great. And then and I'll go to you before I take all the guys. I don't know. didn't expect to find this, but no rates out really well for me. At 7,300 is James Hahn.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Matthew Naismith, who's probably going to be chalk for this range.
No,
but yeah, James Hahn. Nobody ever plays James Hahn. Nobody ever plays it. He won me $20K a couple years ago.
Yeah,
he's just like I'd rather play James Hahn, now that you're saying this, at this price than Brandon Steele. I know we keep using that analogy today for this podcast, but James Hahn's better than Brandon Steele, and he's $1,000 cheaper or whatever. So, yeah, I like that. Trending, too.
I think the chalk in this range will probably be, I don't know if are you going to play Benny on? We skipped over 8,000. He's finished in like top 5 tiers. I don't know. I can't play Benny on.
What's his price? I didn't even see him.
8,000.
Oh, he's at 8,000. That's fair for him. It's just the problem with Ben on at this type of course. You know, we've been talking tonight. He is the master blower upper guy. I mean, it's like worse than Keegan. Like, it's not even, I mean, it is his putter, but like, I don't even want to deal with it. And it doesn't have to do with his 11
last week.
17. I mean, it's really not. Like, I want Ben on at birdie festivals. Like, I love like the waste management and desert course. I don't really care about birdie guys this week. I mean, my God, look at the Thursday weather, 35-mile-an-hour winds. So we just got to freaking pray we make the cut, which is why we need, like, to your point, I love that call, James Hahn. I mean, maybe that's our karma guy this week. Maybe he's chalk. I don't know. It's Monday.
I don't know. I think Jonathan Vegas could be popular, which is hilarious.
No way. I would never play Johnny Vegas here. Then again, he kind of I never get him right.
Just because like he's a known name. Like people like know this name and like, oh wow, that's cheap. I don't know. I mean, I think it's funny that Keith Mitchell went miscut, win, miscut. You gonna play some Keith Mitchell this week?
Absolutely. This is not Bermuda, right? Absolutely not. If it's
it is Bermuda.
I don't know. I don't think I will.
I'm going right back to Richard Owinski and Roy Sabatini because Roy Sabatini's a goat, dude.
Dude, I am so mad. We talked about him last week. He's another guy we talked about in the podcast. He's 6,200, and I looked at him. Honest to God, for my main lineup, I was like, dude, this guy's 6,200 on a P-Dye course because we talked. The only reason I looked at it again is because we talked about him on the podcast. And I didn't pull the trigger, and I was so upset because that was the one guy I was looking to get weird with. I was actually going to play DJ. DJ didn't do anything, but he did score like 72 DraftKings points. He was in the $1 million lineup for what it's worth. So
yeah, I mean, it's funny at 17. I think I made up all my losses and then some on Showdown round 2 and 3 last week. I think one of them I had Sabatini at like the min price. I only needed like 30 points. I was able to jam like JT and all these people, but Sabatini's funny. He just like. He'll randomly just play well, and you don't really know why. But then also he'll just shoot like 81. You don't really know why either. But he's fun in GPPs because he's never owned. But yeah, Rowinski, he's like kind of playing pretty well. I hate to say it. It's like kind of not a fun name at all. But Rich Rowinski's kind of a beast. He ranks like top 30 in a lot of stuff I'm looking at this week. He ranks top 15 opportunities gained.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down with that. Who else are you looking at down below? I mean, it's like I said, it's real thin below here. Anybody else?
17 won this tournament 10 years ago. That's hilarious. I don't know. As we're getting down here, I don't have a ton of. I mean, it's tough because with these like weak fields, it's like like the 6K range is just like even worse than normal. But the only guys I kind of like in that range lower. I mean, I might play Ryan Moore, even though I never get him right. Cameron Percy is 6,900. He's like a short hitter who's kind of grinds his way to.
I thought he got ruled out. I thought he got COVID or something.
Percy did?
Yeah, I'm almost positive. We want to check on that. I swear
I thought you were talking about Scott Piercy.
I was talking about Cameron Piercy. Who are you talking about, Scott?
Cameron Percy. And I'm talking about, I don't know. If he got ruled out, that sucks. I kind of liked him. But I don't know, dude. This 6K range is like bad. I mean, the only guy.
But, I mean, this is where we can like. Well, how about Raphael Campos? I mean, he's popped in some categories. I mean, I don't really. Oh man, don't even do it.
I played for a while. I played him for a while, and then I kind of got off him. But I'd go back to like John Huh. I mean, he's kind of like
Tyler
Only
Duncan
60.
kind of popped a few times. I mean, he's 6,400. I see him down here. He's kind of been lingering on some
I'd
leaderboard.
be careful. Dude, he's gonna rank so well, and because his irons are so good, he's so bad at everything else that like he can go south real. He's more of a showdown guy.
PT Pan was in my final thoughts in 2019 here. What about betting? Let's enough of the DFS. Who are you looking at early?
6,400. I'm playing some Bryce Garnett. I mean, 63. Early bets. Only got a bet 5-1. Far, I bet Brandon Steele at 45.
My bets. We're going to end the podcast here because Sam's internet's kind of going in and out again. My bets are going to be posted at betkarma.com. You can hop in there. Hopefully get back on the winning train this week. Still up tens of thousands this year. But that does it, guys. Good luck this week. Remember, tough tournament. We'll be in the Discord chat. You can access that chat at dfskarma.com. Thanks. Good luck.